Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Jerry and the Raw. Sorry, I'm not live streaming this one like I did the last few. It's been a rough day. Yesterday went really well. I came off my ADHD meds and did caffeine instead, and it worked out really, really well. But I think I was a day delayed on going through the withdrawal from the methylphenidate, which is Ritalin, the generic stuff, because that's all my insurance pays for. Today has been a challenge because yesterday I was able to shoot a video finally after so many attempts. I shot a video and it came out pretty good. I mean, it's got a ton of little errors and stuff in it, but I wasn't self-critical about it, which was good. But today I started editing it. I started having problems. Then I noticed one of my drives was missing, one of my SSDs. So I wanted to figure out why the SSD was missing because it had some content on it that I needed. Actually, let me turn off this light over here. It's blowing me out. Here, let me turn on this one. It's nice to have remote controlled lights. So anyways, I decided it'd be a good idea today to just, I don't know, tear apart my entire Puget system. You can see I got the old RTX back in there, or sorry, the GTX. The RTXs are over here on the desk if you guys wanted to get an up close look. Behind the scenes, that is the difference between NVLink and SLI. A lot of people don't realize that. I mean, they're quite a bit different. You'll notice that these are kind of reminiscent of a PCIe slot because, excuse me, for all intents and purposes, they are. So, I think these 2080 cards are beautiful. I think they're beautifully designed. My only real complaint with the design is that they don't exhaust the heat through the back like the Titans did. So that drives me a little bit nuts. Anyways, what happened was I took the computer apart. I have 3 NVMe drives. You guys can probably see one back there. Focus. Focus, see it? You guys see it? Can I zoom? Ooh, look, I can zoom while I'm recording. Nice. So there's one. Then there's another one. Down here. Did you guys know that they actually put my logo on the motherboard? If you guys didn't see the build, you probably didn't know that. But yeah, that used to be the ROG, or not ROG, Gigabytes logo. They custom cut a piece of acrylic and put my logo on there. How cool is that? God, I love you, Puget Systems. You guys are awesome. All right, how do I pinch zoom out now? There we go. So there's another NVMe drive that's behind that graphics card. It's actually a completely different type of slot. I mean, it looks the same, but it's like the way it's laid out is different. As a matter of fact, I gotta shut this down anyway. So this, I did a BIOS upgrade and a bunch of stuff. So let's go ahead and just shut this bad boy down. And you guys can come along while I reinstall the 2080s. Let's go ahead and turn it off. Here, let me dust that off. I don't want you guys seeing how filthy and dirty I really am. Whoops, oh. The Trump flag lives. Anyways, I can unplug this now. Earlier, for some reason, it wasn't detecting my keyboard after a BIOS update. Oh, yeah, I thought it'd be a good idea to do a BIOS update. So I figured since I'm late on the videos on the YouTube channel, I love my patrons. You guys are keeping us alive. So I'll take you along on this magical, whimsical ride that is getting my computer back to a working condition so that I can finish the second pass editing. All right. So we are good to go. First things first, so you guys don't yell at me. Oh, by the way, did you guys see that I was able to fix the button and make it work with a very light touch? Oh my God, all it took was a little hot glue. That was it. Okay, anyways. But it wouldn't have been as interesting as a video. Let's go ahead and kill the power. Little trick, you want to bleed any residual power by pushing your power button. There we go. Now I make it look like I do that every time. When you guys aren't watching, that isn't true. Okay, let's unplug the power. Whew. She's toasty without the side panel on there. Because I had folding at home running, and folding at home was just blister and beating the You guys just witnessed a small one. That's the thing I've been talking about that's been happening. I didn't think that was going to happen tonight. I'm going to post this anyways because this is the first time I've caught it on video. It might be useful to my doctor to see what happened there. I feel okay now. That wasn't a bad one. The bad one keeps on going on forever and ever and ever. Right now I feel like my head's clear again. I just get really foggy and I feel like I have to say the same thing over and over. It's bizarre. I don't know. Maybe I got Tourette's syndrome now or something. I don't know. Some other shit. All right. So we're going to stab. It happens under high stress. So I think it has to do with me working on the computer while I'm talking to you guys. Even though this isn't live and it's recorded, I know you're gonna watch it, and I don't know. I'm a little confused right now. Bear with me, guys. Whew. I don't like it when that happens, but thank goodness that was a really mild one. That was a really, really mild one. Let me recompose myself here real quick, guys. Do I got some water? Of course, I didn't bring any water up here. I even told my wife that this was probably going to happen when I came upstairs. It's a weird sensation, and it makes you feel really tired. Where was I? But I remember it happening. Like, I think I said shh, something like that, a couple times. So I don't think it's a seizure. The doctor doesn't think it's a seizure either. I think it's the Klonopin, honestly. Because that's the only thing. Every single time this has happened, it's been after taking the anti-anxiety meds. Isn't that the weird thing, that the anti-anxiety meds would be the thing that see, it's kind of happening again. Exacerbates this? That's weird. I haven't had a problem all day long. Then I go take my anti-anxiety meds. I think that might be it. I think tomorrow I'm going to avoid my Klonopin like the plague. Okay, let's see if I can make this point. I don't have a tripod for my cell phone. I need to work on that. Stay. Come on. Work with me here. All right, you guys can kind of see that, right? All right, so I'm going to pull this one. I did get all three drives working again. It turned out to be a BIOS issue. I was screwing around in there trying to get my boost clock to work. See, this should just come out now. Yep. Oh, disconnect the HDMI. There we go. Good to go. It's out. So, where was I? So the BIOS ended up being the problem, because what had happened was I went in there because I couldn't get my CPU's speed. Is it speed boost? Turbo boost? Intel Turbo Boost? Something like that. Intel Turbo Boost 3.0. This is the other thing, is whenever this happens, I get really foggy and shit, and I feel weird. But I'm glad that I've got it on video. I haven't caught it on video before, so that's good. That was a really, really mild one, though. That would be number 8 that's happened. I've only passed out twice. The other ones I was able to recover after a period of time. But that was probably close to the most mild one I have. So I don't want to talk about it anymore, though, because honestly, it gets me a little choked up, because it's freaking me the hell out. Imagine like not being able to like control what you say and your emotions. It's pretty scary. Okay, what was I doing? Anyways, let's take a look inside of this beautiful system Puget built for me. So you can see right there, that's where the third NVMe drive is. Woo, the sucker is toasty as shit too. So that tells me that heatsink's working well. So that was the one that didn't work. So I dismantled the whole computer, took these all out, swapped them around, trying to figure it out. I couldn't get anything to work in that slot. Well, after that, I reset the BIOS settings, which is something I should have done in the beginning. And when I reset the BIOS settings, suddenly this drive showed up again. So I was like, what the hell would have caused that? And it had to do with me playing around with the CPU timing, because I was trying to get the 4.2 gigahertz boost clock to work, which wasn't working anymore for whatever reason. Windows 10 after the last update. I think it's because I went in there and farted around with some other stuff that messed that up. It's all on me. Puget had it working perfectly, and then I went and poked it with a stick, and things stopped working perfectly. So, anyways, I went in there, reset everything back to default. The drive showed back up. So then the slots, the drives, everything checked out. So now it's a matter of just putting it back together. So while I was in there, I also cleaned out a couple things. And not a ton. You can still see there's like dust on here. A little bit of dust here and there. But it's not bad. Somewhere around here. I don't know. These don't get very dirty because there's a filter in the bottom of the case. And they maintain a positive air pressure. So at least in the configuration I have with this is the exhaust, where all the air goes out the back, and then this is where it pulls the air through the CPU. It used to be the GPU's exhausted air. Now that's being introduced in the case. I'm having to deal with it. And then there's also a side fan right here to help get some air into the graphics cards. I I may want to opt to put a fan in the top of the case, which is a very versatile case. This Fractal Design R2 XL, I think, or R5 maybe. So anyways, I can do that. So, okay, let's install the new graphics cards. It could just be exhaustion too, I don't know. So these things are absolutely gorgeous. They're fingerprint magnets though. Let me see if I can set this down again so you guys can see what the heck's going on. Maybe I can make a makeshift dealy bopper thingy. Can you guys see okay? Kind of from that angle. I didn't want to unplug all the cables. Alright, so this is the GeForce Super, the 2080 Super. So we're going to go ahead and gently put that into slot number 1. These are very heavy cards, by the way. They actually weigh more than the Titans did, which I found interesting. Okay, we're going to go ahead and just wiggle her in. Why do you not want to go in the hole? There we go. Okay, we're in. Now I'm going to support it a little bit to put in the, well, now I'll just let it rest on the screw below it. I don't know if you guys can even see this anyways. I apologize if you can't. Let me put a screw in there. I'm going to lift it up into position. And, oh, shit, I done dropped you on my desk. I apologize. That was me, not you. I don't know. You guys, I can't stop thinking about it. Do you guys have any idea what that could be? The doctor doesn't think it's a seizure. I'm going to show him this video next time I go in. It's not a seizure. It's so far, I've had days where it doesn't happen at all. It always happens under a stressful situation. As long as I'm not stressed, it doesn't happen. And it's never happened before a couple of weeks ago when it first started happening. And come to think of it, I think it was around the time that I was put on my ADHD med, which again, I haven't taken my ADHD med in 2 days and it just happened again. So I think I just ruled that out. Or it might be the Klonopin, which is supposed to be a medication that calms you down. Maybe it's calming me down too much. But I had just taken that 2 hours ago, and now I had an episode where the rest of the day I've been super stressed out and I didn't have that happen. So I am starting to think that Klonopin, I think it's Klonopin. I don't know, there's a generic name for it too, but I think that's the one that's probably to blame. But at any rate, I hope I track it down. I need to get some magnetic screwdrivers. This is just ridiculous. All right, so let me get a screw in a hole. I go put another one in here. Poor Puget Systems. They probably cringe every time I'm in here. You know what I will say, though? I opened up a support ticket with Puget Systems today, and I immediately got a response. Their ticketing system doesn't favor anybody either. Everybody, you're in the same queue. So they messaged me back, emailed me. The steps that they gave me to troubleshoot the missing NVMe drive was exactly the steps that I did. So it made me feel good. They talked about pulling the graphics card, putting one of the old graphics cards back in just to rule out any potential bus conflict by adding the new graphics card. They went through step by step and told me which BIOS settings to check. They told me how to swap the NVMe drives between the two slots to figure out if it's the slot that's bad or if it's the memory that's bad. And then they ultimately recommended It's super mild this time. I think okay when it's happening. It's weird. It's a verbal thing. My brain is working. It's just the vocal cords are not doing what I want them to. Maybe that's not true. I do get a little bit tired and a little bit confused. What was I saying? Okay, the graphics cards, I opened up a ticket with Puget Systems. They said, they gave me the steps. I went through the steps, or I already did the steps. They matched it in, and then they said update the BIOS. So I updated the BIOS because not only was my BIOS out of date, it was out of date by like 2 versions, and the version I was on was actually taken down from their site. So I have a feeling that the first revision BIOS that I had on here had some problems that they didn't want to risk people having them on the motherboard, but it was the latest when it came out. And I do remember there being a problem where I had to have extra voltage supplied to the CPU to make it work properly, and then it was at 9440K or something like that. And I noticed that after updating the BIOS, it went back to auto, and it was just fine, and there was no problem. So I do think that they fixed that in the latest iteration of the BIOS. But otherwise, this system's been amazing and rock solid. All right, we got to put the second graphics card back in because this one's getting lonely. Try not to drop you guys on your face again. I really need to get or better yet, not get I really need to 3D print a mount for this phone. Or where's my Osmo? Oh, here it is. I wonder if it's charged. Hold on. My Osmo. That wasn't the thing. I was actually just being stupid and repeating things. Let's see. Does this got power? All right, this might actually work. Here, I got a DJI Osmo here. I think I charged the battery in it. Let's see what happens. So let me stick you guys in the hole. Right here, I'll point it towards me. There we go. Okay, it's in there nice and tight. Let me reset the gimbal. And now, lock and joystick. There we go. Now I have a tripod. I should have done that from the beginning. Hopefully it's got some battery life in it. Okay, so I should be able to switch it around. Here, push that button. There we go. Now you guys, now I can do like cool smooth panning and stuff. This is a fancy jitter. Okay, so I need to put the second graphics card in. Let me grab that. These things are so heavy. That is solid metal all the way around the ends, wrapped around even down the sides. And this is all metal. These new ones. Whereas the Titan XP had a lot of, like, the duct work and everything was all done. Like, here, I'll show you guys. Titan XP, that's all plastic. Everything on there is plastic. I mean, the metal's inside on the heatsink. But on these, it is just one ginormous block of metal. It is a much heavier card. All right, let me go ahead and stick this in there. Guide her in till I feel some clickety-click. Clickety-clack, clickety-clack. There we go. I heard a click. We found the hole. Success. All right. I do like these screwdrivers. I am shaking a little bit now. That earlier thing freaked me out. God damn it. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to make a jitter right now. You know what? Is I just didn't want to be upstairs alone. I even told my wife when I came upstairs, I told her I have to get this computer going because that video is supposed to be uploaded today on the channel, and I kept having Adobe Premiere crash during edit, and then I needed some assets off the drive that was missing, and that's why I went on this fool's errand to try to get my drive back, which I did get the drive back, but I still got some more work to do. And I told her when I left the room, I said, you know what? I feel like that thing's going to happen again because I get a little bit of warning in the case I get anxious. And, of course, putting together a computer, you know, live on video can be anxious, even when it's just you guys, the patrons. You know, it does add a layer to it, and apparently it was just enough. So I'm gathering information. It's good. So I got enough video. I know it only happens under depress. The clonopine, I think, is to blame. So tomorrow, I'm just not going to take that shit and see what happens. All right, so this is the NVLink bridge. We're going to go ahead and pop that sucker on there. Goes on there pretty easy. Doesn't go on quite as easy as the SLI bridge, though, because there's a lot more contact points. Plus, I like that it lights up. These light up, that lights up, everything lights up. I believe it's RGB, too. I do want to show you guys something cool, though, that I missed in the video. I didn't miss it. It was like in recording, like 1 of 25. But you see, can you guys see these? Hold on. You see those little acrylic guys? So Puget Systems made these, and there's one screw missing, and the reason the screw's missing is because the old cards had 3 holes. See those 3 holes? And the new cards only have two holes. So I guess because they're not Titans, they don't get an extra hole. Ladies. So because and there's one on each card. And let me zoom this back out. Hold on. All right. So the reason that those are there and they're important, here, let me scroll down, is because the cage, well, actually, before I put this on, I want to supply power. Stand by while I give these things some electrons. Come on, get in there. You know what? I can use 2 hands. I forgot I'm using a tripod. I don't have to mess with the phone camera thing. Okay, so that goes in there. All right. All right, I'm starting to feel a little bit better now. I was feeling, oh, it says I have a low battery warning. All right, it's still recording, though, so that's fine. If the video just inexplicitly stops, it's because of the battery. Let me plug this in. All right, plug that in. All right, so these have power. Now let me show you where these little acrylic let me show you what these acrylic things do here. And I apologize, guys, with the problem talking. I'm gonna just work through it. I kind of want to stop the video and not upload this, but I think it's important that you guys see what I'm talking about. Okay, so check this out. Let me just take some deep breaths. I otherwise feel fine, guys. That's why I don't think it's like a stroke. I don't think it's a seizure. I feel like when it's happening, it's very stressful, but I feel okay afterwards. So except for the really bad ones, I feel like I get electrocuted. So anyway, see this acrylic thing right here that they made that bolts into the side of the drive tray. See right here? That's all made by Puget Systems. That's custom designed for this specific case. And I love that it worked with the new generation of cards. So what you do is you slide it in and watch what happens here. This is really cool. Did you guys see that? Here, let me zoom in so you guys can see that a little better. Move that up. So the drive comes out. Watch when I push it in. You'll see this jump up a little and the bottom card jump up a little bit. Ready? Watch. See that? They lock in. And I mean the tolerances are pretty good on these too. So now that I did that, if we come over here to the other side of the bay, this little guy right here, and we tighten it up. Hold on, get in there. Get in the hole. I think I'd be good at it by now. See, this is a video that probably would have done well other than my medical issue, which is why I don't put it on the main channel. Videos like this would do well on my main channel because people like it when I just walk through and show them stuff, and even when I make mistakes, they like it, and I like doing it. But this is another reason why something like this I would only post to Patreon. If I was making this video for my main channel, I would have already deleted it and just stopped recording. So I just want you guys to know, as my patrons, I want you guys to know, thank you so much for your support. I absolutely love you guys, my family. Thank you so much for helping us. It's a little bit of a rough deal, but we're getting through it. We're trying to figure out what's going on. The good news is, doctor said I'm healthy. My blood work came back positive, so whatever's going on with me is neurological or physiological or mental or something. It could be any of those things. I wouldn't rule anything out. I hope it's just something psychological that I can just get therapy for. Sorry, I'm just a little bit upset. This happens usually right after it happens. It's just overwhelming emotion. It's not because I'm hurt. It's not because I'm like sick or anything like that. It's just a little much. And you guys know I don't mind. I don't mind being emotional on camera. I never have. You guys have watched my other jitters. I don't mind. I'm not one of those types of people where it's like I'm a real man. I cry. I have my problems and stuff like that. This is just a little bit different in that I don't know what's causing it, other than stress and possibly a drug interaction. So, but in a way, I'm happy that you guys are going to get to see it. Even though now I don't want to upload this video, I will, because I think it's important that some people see this. Maybe somebody will see it and recognize exactly what it is and be like, wow, I know exactly what that is. I've had it for 20 years. If you guys know what it is for sure, like, let me know and I'll tell my doctor. I'm obviously not going to just change anything because somebody on the internet told me to, but I will present it to my doctor. Oh, by the way, while I was rooting around in here, I also fixed my USB ports. See my little USB port connector? That was loose. I didn't notice. So I was wondering why my USB ports weren't working on the front of my case, and that was it. So I figured that out. Oh, no. You know what I just realized? I don't know how that happened, but I'm missing an Arn. I'm a Baacles nerdgasm. Huh. Somewhere along the way, something scraped off some lettering. I'm going to have to get that fixed. This one down here, that's the one I would have thought would have got damaged first. I wonder what I did to do that. This thing sits like right against the wall over there. Nothing ever touches it. Huh. I wonder how long it's been like that. Oh well, I'm not going to dwell on it. Alright, so the graphics cards are in, the bridge is in. Okay, so the last thing to do, let me think. I just want to make sure I don't miss anything when I button this back up. This is going to be a really long jitter. Sorry, guys. Okay. Here we go. Alright, we're going to do this. Here is the side panel. Let me show you guys this. So this is the side panel. And what makes it different is I don't think I've ever given you guys this level of a view of the system, but Puget custom made this bezel that redirects 2 LED strips through the plexi, and it's very thick plexiglass. They take out the stock plexiglass on the case, and they route the LEDs through there. And it helps with noise suppression, and it makes a sturdier mount for the fan. And they also put noise dampening. See this really heavy Dynamat material? They do that on the front and the back because Puget makes some of the most quiet cases like in the world, or quietest PCs in the world. It's something that they actually strive for. So much, in fact, that they actually test and take decibel readings and stuff like that. I think I lost some screws here, guys. Hold on, bear with me. Okay, so I do have to connect a couple things. So the first thing I need to do is connect my fan. Or not my fan. I think that connects to this one. It's keyed, so I don't even think I can screw it up. Okay, so that's my side fan right there. And then this is for the LED. There's a little plug for the LEDs so that my logo and stuff can light up on the side. And by the way, if you guys get a system through Puget Systems, tell them I sent you over there and ask them to laser engrave your logo on the side of it. Because they'll do anything, man. Those guys, they are people pleasers. Now, let me tuck that in. Okay, I'm going to stick that down. Just like so. Push it forward. Okay. One of the things I love about these fractal cases, let me see if I can give you guys a good view of this. I'm already zoomed all the way out. Yeah. One thing I really like about these fractal cases is you just push. Like, watch this. You just push, and then you just click. You hear that click? There's just a mechanism. So, wait, did I take the code off? I hope not. Okay. There's just a little mechanism, a little switch to pop the side of the case off. I really like that. It's actually one of the things that I liked about my Case Labs case before the tariffs put them out of business. All right, so on this side, I'm going to put one screw in. And wait, did I take the back panel off too? I feel like I took the back panel off, and I'm not sure if I put it back on. Hold on. Let me look around. No, I didn't. It's right here. So this here is the back panel, and you can see it's got the same, and it's heavy. This adds a ton of weight to it. Oh, look at that. Houston, I forgot. Houston signed it. That's really cool. Houston Bennett. He actually made this. So there's another big sheet of the noise dampening material. You can see it's like, it deadens down. It's not a, makes it sound like it's wood or something. All right, let me go ahead and put this back on the back of the case. We'll set this over on yonder. Hopefully you guys can see from there. Let me pull up my pants so you're not getting too much plumber crack action. Okay, I am missing a couple of screws. Oh, never mind. They're integrated into the panel. All right, let me swing this out real quick. Yeah, right like this. I'm actually feeling quite a bit better, guys. Another thing that I've noticed symptom-wise is when it happens, it usually only happens once with like a little aftershock. It's happened more times in a row this time, but they've been less severity. But I found that like once they happen, usually I feel fine after that for a while. So whatever it is, it builds up and then it just goes away. God, their wiring job is excellent on these. All right, let me put the back case on. Come on, get on there. Wait, is it upside down? I don't think we can make this upside down, can I? Stand by. Oh, it hinges on like a door, that's why. Okay, let me put in these screws. Try to put it back the way I found it, because Puget Systems, they take a lot of pride in the stuff that they build, guys. I don't want to ruin that. Okay, so there we go. Those screws are in. We're going to go ahead and set that back like that. Just like so. And let's see, I got those screws. So I'm only missing one thumb screw, and I'm sure it just fell on the carpet somewhere. Let me look. It's not an important one, though, because you only need one to hold the side panel, and I'm sure I have it somewhere. Oh, the filter. I definitely want the filter on there because I don't want a bunch of dust getting in the case. Although I don't think a bunch of dust would get in the case anyways, because I don't think there's any fans on the bottom. And for that just slides into grooves on the front and the track there, just like so. All right. Now, let's plug in my center monitor. If you look at this, I actually have them all labeled. So, that one's my center. And then, got my left. I use an actual active, these are active DisplayPort converters. I only found one company that makes them that allows you to do 4x4x4 color at 60 frames per second over 4K. The rest of them do a shitty job. I think I did a video on them. Remind me if I did. But I love that these have USB 3 ports. You can use those for a display, or you can actually use it as a USB 3 controller. So now I have 3 USB-C. Sorry, not USB 3. USB-C connectors on my system. All right, so I think that's good. Let's go ahead and power it on. Okay, that's good. The sign lit up. Got to put my sign on top because that adds like 500 megahertz. All right, let's make sure the screens are on. Yep, they're powered. All right, here we go, guys. All right, she lit up for a second, then turned off. She's gonna light up again. Come on, there we go. Sometimes it's got to kick a couple times. There it goes. You guys want to see what it looks like with the lights out? It's actually pretty cool. It's just got to cycle a couple of times because I changed out so much hardware. Hold on, let me turn this off. All right. Uh-oh, why is my logo not powered on? Oh, because I reset the BIOS. I have to go in and redo the BIOS thing because it's powered by the fan header. So that's why it's not lit up. Hold on, I can fix that. I just need to mash the delete key here. Hold on. It's funny, every time I put the graphics card in and I hook up the video, a different screen becomes the primary. I haven't quite figured out why that is yet. Come on. Let me into the BIOS. Let me into the BIOS. Now we wait. Because waiting's half the battle. G.I. Joe. Oh, we don't want to go that way. Actually, I can probably turn that one off. Turn this one on. There we go. All right. So this is Aorus. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. Gigabit Aorus. Yaris. Oh, is it booting into Windows? What's it doing? Oh no, I hit a button and booted off the CD. Hold on. Reboot. I gotta pull out I got a CD in for Windows because I'm reinstalling the computer later. Let me pop that out real quick. Hold on. Just hold on to your courses. Actually, I don't need to pop it out. I just need to not push a key at the wrong time. All right. Isn't that cool how with UEFI it still shows the motherboard logo while it's booting into Windows? I think that's kind of a cool feature. All right, so we just got to spam the delete key. Delete or F12 on the Gigabyte motherboard. Sorry, this is less of a jitter and more of a like regular YouTube video, I guess. But I love you guys and I want to get you something today while I'm working out the other stuff. All right, let's see if that was enough to get us into the BIOS. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. There we go. Okay, we're in the BIOS. So, what we want to do is go over to, where's the fan power stuff? Let me find out. Hold on. There we go. Smart fan settings. Okay, so under smart fan settings, because I reset everything, I have to like fix everything back to the way it was. First off, CPU fan. I'm going to change to full speed. Because normally they build these computers with custom fan profiles, and I have the custom fan profile I can apply later, but I don't think it applies anymore now that I put the 2080 cards in there, because the 2080 cards, where's it going with that? The 2080 cards circulate air inside of the case and they don't exhaust out the back. So for now, since I already got an air conditioner making all kinds of racket, I don't need the system to be quiet. I'm gonna go ahead and just run everything at max, so full speed. And then we're gonna go system fan 2. Nope, that one's not connected. 3, 4. There's one more fan on one of these headers. Is the pump? Yes, it's the pump. Okay, so I'm gonna put that on full. Because Noctua fans, even on full, they're not that loud at all. If you were in a dead silent room, you'd notice, but it's the GPU fans that are really loud. So these spin at about 1500 RPM. Okay, so now what I need to do is give full power to the hardware header, I think it is, hardware fan pump. And then I think for this one, I just say full speed. Hold on, no, it's not that one. One of these is the power for There it is. I got it. Okay. So the way they did this is they powered the LEDs on the side case for the logo. Let me show you this. So you guys see that? Let me turn off the lights. So there's my logo, right? Hopefully the battery doesn't go dead right now. But if I turn up the speed, if I basically fully power the fan, it then powers the USB controller, right? So I can also put it at like silent. Oh, that's not enough power. Hold on, let me put it full power. So the cool thing about that is you technically can make it like a hard drive indicator by pulsing the fan header. Isn't that kind of weird? Like, so I got some cool ideas for that. Plus, somewhere around here is the remote control that I think lets me, hold on here. Where's the, I don't know where the little IR thing is. Is it in there? Actually, the batteries might be dead. I think I had it set on something. But yeah, you can change the colors and the effect and all the stuff of the little LED controller using this. I just, the battery's dead in it. All right, so now at least I got my logo powered back on again. I know it looked a little washed out on camera there, but let me see if I can turn off this light. Hold on. So you guys can get a little better idea of what it looks like. It's weird. It looks blown out, but it's not at all. It's actually like crystal clear to me. It's just the camera doesn't do a good job. There it goes. So that's what it looks like to me. That's one of my favorite things. You can kind of see my little head peeking out down there. Look at this. I'm just being silly now. So my little head's peeking out right back there on the board. But anywho, let's see if she's gonna want to boot back in now. I think there's a couple other things that I wanted to change while I was here in the BIOS, because of course when I flashed the BIOS, I got rid of all my settings. So let's see if we can go rectify some of that. Okay, so I've applied the new fan profile. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the CPU, advanced frequency settings, advanced CPU core settings. Now I'm going to scroll way down, way down, way down, way down. I got everything on just auto right now. But I'm going to change this right here where it says Intel Turbo Boost Max Technology 3.0. I'm going to change that from native mode to legacy mode. Now what this means is that Windows 10 normally would control that boost, and it does, but for some reason it only allows the CPU to get to 3.8 even when I'm using one core, when it should be able to jump to 4.4. But when you put it in legacy, what it does is it allows Intel's driver to do the work, and then their little app on there, and it makes it more configurable, so I get to pick which processes get priority and everything like that. Basically, it just takes control away from the operating system and gives it back to me. And that's the way Puget actually shipped it originally, and then when I turned that off, I noticed that things were slower. And I was like, why are they using legacy mode instead of the Windows 10 built-in stuff? Because that'd be superior. But the truth is it's not superior, not even remotely close. All right, so all my drives are showing up. That's good. So save and exit. Oh wait, there's a couple more things I wanted to do while I was in here. I'm on the latest BIOS. I wanted to disable the... Oh, I got the memory things in here. Memory detection enhancement. I want to do just auto detection. Memory timing mode. Auto. Memory enhancement settings. I would like enhanced performance. There's a couple things I need to change. There's that. Then, hold on here. You guys can't probably hear me very well. Advanced CPU core voltage control. Leave all that the same. I no longer have to do that weird voltage spike thing that we did with the old BIOS, because the old BIOS came out before the processor was supported officially. Okay, DRAM's fine. Hold on, advanced power settings. I'm going to leave all that alone. Okay, chipset. No, I don't want chipset. Get out of here. Get out of here. There we go. PC health status. That's fine. Miscellaneous settings. Leave that alone. Oh, wait. Max link speed, Gen 1, 2, or 3. I'll just leave it on auto because that's going to pick 3. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the one where you do peripherals. Where is it? Is it under USB? That's all right. Trusted computing. Sorry, guys. This is turning into like a search mission to find the sound card. Where? Oh, there it is. No, that's onboard LAN controller. PCI 1. That's right. I don't want trusted platform. DAC up. I want that to be fine. Chipset, there it is. Okay, audio controller disabled because I have an external DAC. I don't need to use up another IRQ to DMA for that. Everything else I'm going to leave the same. Power is fine, disabled because I let the OS manage that, and save and exit. All right, let's see if we boot into Windows if we do in fact have 3 monitors. And then I can hopefully get back to, I probably won't be able to do it tonight. I'm canceling tomorrow. I had a video shoot for the valve index. I'm going to move back a day or two. Hope you guys don't mind, just because things didn't exactly go too well today. And I'm still having issues, and I don't particularly want to go do stuff while I'm fighting with that. Okay, there we go. Turn all that off so I can see what the heck I'm doing. I'm also really tired now. All right, let's see what we're doing. Are we booting? All right, it says it's going through initialization. I got my RS screen. It's going to try to boot off the CD drive. And okay, there we go. Windows logo. This is good. Everything's connected to the top card. Everything's bolted down. I didn't miss anything. All USBs plugged in. I also did a lot of research today that I should have done a long time ago when I first took delivery of this computer. All right, here, let me do this. I gotta type in my password, so forgive me while I turn that around. It's gonna let me in. And there we are, although that is not the center screen, so all my display settings are wrong now. Okay, those are on. So display. Come on. Display. New Stream Deck version, remind me later. I'm reinstalling Windows on this anyways after I finish this last video edit. Okay, why am I showing Windows? Where's my display settings? Okay, anyways, what I was talking about is, check this out, guys. I want to show you something really cool. So when you enable the legacy speed boost mode, you now get this little thing. You have to install it, but you get this little thing on the screen. Right there, it's called the Intel Turbo Max Technology 3.0, and it lets you actually select the cores and the apps you want to allocate to them, and the boost mode and everything works properly when you do it this way. Okay, I'm down to 10% battery now, but we're still going. So now I can even open up like CPU-Z, for instance, right? So CPU-Z, yes. All right, so... And for like benchmarking and playing with stuff and privacy stuff, I've been installing all kinds of crap on this computer. Okay, what just happened? Oh, I think it's installing the video drivers finally. Hold on, let's see. Are all three screens gonna turn on? Wait for it. Wait for it. I'm hoping it was just taking its sweet time figuring out that it has a graphics card with 3 displays attached. And I think we just hit a new problem that I've been encountering. For some reason, when it installs the NVIDIA driver, even though I say that the primary card is in PCI slot 1, watch what happens. I'm going to see if this fixes it. I don't know. I just started randomly doing this. I'm going to move this down to card 2. Okay. So I just moved the center to card 2. And let's see. Is it going to show up now? Actually, I probably have to move them all down there because it changed the order of them. So let me scoot those all down. All right. Let's see if it shows up now. Come on, don't prove me wrong. Come on, Winders. And there it is. Look at that. All 3 screens show up in the proper configuration. How weird is that? This is like one of those weird NVIDIA glitchy bugs. If you guys know why that happens, let me know. It didn't happen when I first installed the cards, and then all of a sudden it happened. I just was black screen, so I was like, oh, I'll switch them to the other card. And it works, but when I boot the computer, it still posts off PCI 1. And if I go into NVIDIA control panel, it still properly shows everything. So okay, anyway, so CPU-Z, I'm going to open up Task Manager. Let me show you guys this. And under Performance, so there's all my cores. My current clock speed is 2.83 gigahertz. I'm going to run a stress test in CPU-Z against the graphics card. 28 threads, I'm just going to stress the CPU, so these are all going to max out right here. And then we can check my boost clock. So right there, you guys can see I'm at 3.78 gigahertz with, I think it's doing another update on the graphics driver. Hold on. Because I just swapped out graphics cards, and whenever you do this, Windows just starts installing shit in the background. Because I don't think it crashed, because you know what, you want to see a cool trick? So watch, hold on. I think I might have crashed it. Nope, I didn't. There it is. See how the caps lock indicator keeps turning on and off? Oh, there, and the screen just came back on. Cool. The caps lock indicator, if that comes on and off, that's actually controlled by the BIOS, not by the physical keyboard. So if you're ever wondering if your computer is physically locked, tech tip, just mash the caps lock key. That's a good indicator to go off of. All right. So I'm smashing all the cores on the system, and we're sitting at 3.78. Okay, so I'm going to stop now. Now I'm going to tell it I only want to run one thread. Just one thread. Go down to 1. Okay, I'm going to tell it to bench stress. Okay, so now I'm running just one thread. So the speed boost is smart enough to jump me up to 3.96. Now it should be a little higher than that because the boost clock on this I think is 4.4 on this generation of CPU. I might be wrong on that though. But you see how it jumped up more based on there being less of a load. That's what the speed boost technology does. Is the less cores that are in use, the harder it pushes them. So it's actually really cool technology. It's something that I actually really like. I wonder if it's Windows Power Management that's horking that though, because at one point I was able to get it to boost clock up to like 4.2. Let me check the power settings. I think it might be the power management settings. Choose power plan. Okay, I'm in high performance mode. That should do it. Change advanced power settings. I'm gonna go down to CPU. Okay, where's CPU at? CPU processor power management minimum. Oh, hold on. Computer's starting to chug a little. Okay, so system cooling policy is, what's passive versus active for cooling policy? Hold on here. Settings, increase fan speed before slowing down the processor. Oh yeah, that's what I want. And the maximum processor state is 100%. So why are we not getting over 4? We should be getting over 4 gigahertz. Okay, let me put CPU-Z back in the foreground. Yeah, that's something that I've messed with some things, and I think it messed. Oh, you know what it is? I think I have folding at home still running. Hold on. Let's see if it detects folding at home just stopped and gives all the power back. No, we're still at 3.96. Oh well. Anyways, that's something I got to screw with, guys. I don't have that all figured out yet. I'm going to be reinstalling Windows anyways because I really horked this box up doing a whole bunch of the anti-privacy stuff. Or I should say pro-privacy stuff. My goal is now, once I've edited my video, to go back to the video on the RTXs. I want to go back and reinstall the computer, and I'm going to comply with all of Microsoft's anti-privacy stuff and try that for a couple of months so that I can do a video on comparing the experiences. By the way, the CPU I have is an i9-7940X, if you guys are wondering. Rated at 3.1 gigahertz, but I know it's supposed to boost to like 4.4. I don't know why it's not doing the boost thing. Maybe it's running too hot. I didn't really check the thermals on it. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. So let's see, we got coreless. Okay, foreground app has priority. That's right. Profile. How do I add a profile? And I got a list of cores. Add an application. Okay, Notepad. Wait. Add Notepad.exe. Application from the selected directories are not supported in Turbo Boost Max application list. Why not? Oh well. I'll have to play with it later. But anyways, you can mess with the Turbo Boost technology and get the CPU to boost higher. I just don't know why it's only going to 4. It should be able to do better than that. As a matter of fact, if you looked at the auto settings in the BIOS, it says that when it's only 2 cores heavily active, it's supposed to jump to 4.4 gigahertz. And then with 4 cores, it drops to 4.2 and then 4. So I wonder if I just have too much stuff in the operating system keeping just enough cores active that it's not meeting that requirement. But I'll play around with it. Anyways, the battery's almost dead on this, guys, so I'm really, really sorry for making this like a 50-minute episode of me like putting my computer back together. But thank you guys for hanging out with me through this. Sorry about the little episode earlier. I'm working with doctors. Don't worry, I am getting help on it. We are trying to like take variables out and figure out what's going on. Today that was really mild, so that's a good sign. That's telling me that at least it's better. The last time it happened the other night, it was terrible. I doubled over on the bed and had to hug a pillow really, really hard because I felt like I had to pass out. Tonight I didn't feel like I had to pass out at all. It just feels like I'm hanging up, like I'm hanging up on words and stuff. Almost like I'm just super, super exhausted, but it just feels funny. Something's off. But anyways, computer's back together. It's working. I have all my NVMe drives online. The CPUs are working perfectly. The graphics cards are now working perfectly, except for the fact that I have to plug them into the bottom card. If you know why that is, let me know. That's something that just weird and random happened. I have a feeling that when I reinstall Windows, that's not going to be the problem anymore. Because I've done a lot of extensive stuff to screw with this machine that I shouldn't have done. And so I should be able to get some comparison and contrast on that. I'm wondering why my GPU is being hit at 10% right now. One of my GPUs is being hit at 10%, and there's like nothing going on but a CPU test. I find that a little bizarre. Let's see, what's our heat like coming out of the back of this thing? Oh, it's barely even lukewarm. Not even, it's actually cool. So, crazy. Anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap this up before the battery dies and upload it for you guys. If you guys have any comments here on Patreon, please post them down below. I try to read everything that I can on here. And I want to thank you guys so much for the support through this rough time. I have good days and bad days. Unfortunately, you guys just kind of caught a bad day. But the Titan XPs are going into Willy MPC, which is my dual Xeon computer down here. I'm also going to be bringing my 8 GPU rack mount server up and mounting it in the crawl space. And I want to do a video on that too. And then I've got a 10 gig hub that was gifted to me by Kevlar Condom. And I'm going to use that to basically tie 10G between this computer, that computer, my QNAP NAS, and the big computer, so that I can actually just like save the projects to the NAS, have them bulk render and transcode and everything, and do heavy lifting jobs to transcode my media. I want to do a pass. I have like 10 years of media stored, videos and pictures that are stored in a heavy format, that there's more efficient formats now that I want to go through and do an exercise of going through there and bulk updating it all. And so I've got a lot of cool things to do. I just have to figure out how to get them on video. Yesterday, I shot a video, 30 minutes nonstop, not a single stutter, not a single problem. I was completely clear-minded, so I know that it is possible. And something in the mix is messing with me, and I have a feeling it's the Klonopin. I think it's the Klonopin. So I'm going to take that out of the equation tomorrow for the next couple of days and see what happens. And when I go see my doctor, I'll also show him this video. I'll send him a link so that he can to the section of this video so that he can see when it happened, and maybe he can glean something from it, because I don't know, maybe you guys saw something different. I'll play the video back and see what it looks like, but I felt like my eyes were fine. I felt like my focus was fine. I felt like I knew where I was. I knew my name, because they say when you're having seizures like that's some stuff you could forget. Or epileptic seizures and stuff like that. I didn't feel like any of that was happening. I just feel like I get stuck on a word. It's almost like when the sound card buffer loop just gets stuck in a loop. I still, and it just scares me. That's why I got a little teary-eyed and misty. It just scares me because, I don't know, it just makes me feel vulnerable that I can't just get my words out. It's like somebody's like putting something over your mouth, preventing you from talking. And the compulsion to say something over and over and not being able to stop is very scary level OCD-ish, and it's not something that I've ever dealt with before. So I love you guys. Thank you again so much for the 90,000th time for everything that you guys do for me. I am going to get videos up on a more regular basis, but the things I've identified is, one, I got to get this computer completely squared away. I got to reinstall it with Windows. I got to stop doing this data hoarding shit where I fuck with everything and mess with everything on the machine. I need to use VMs for that. I need to properly get my backup plans in place and do that stuff. And once I have this stuff working properly, then I can get back to my live streaming, which I miss so very much. You guys have no idea how much I miss doing morning coffee, but a lot of it has to do with the medical problems and my fear of having an episode on a live stream. And the videos have been a problem because I've recorded probably 40 or 50 videos over the last 3 months, and I've posted 2 of them because I get into editing, and the editing is so frustrating because of a technical problem or something silly that I overlooked. And it's just massively demotivating. So I'm working on stuff from all fronts. I'm going to get there, guys. I'm going to get there, not just for me, but for you guys and for my family's sake. I also even have some good prospects in the future that are coming my way that I'll tell you guys about as long as we can get the whole noggin figured out. But I'm in good hands. I have an amazing family. I have an amazing wife. I have an amazing kid. I have amazing friends. People got my back. I couldn't be happier with the support system that I have, and I am going to get through this. And the weight thing, I got to start losing weight, but I've been gaining weight like crazy. I'm the heaviest I've ever been, guys. I'm 340 pounds as of this morning, and I have no idea how, because I've been eating like twice a day. So I don't know if I'm waking up in the middle of the night and like sleep eating. My doctor actually said that's a thing, but I don't see any evidence of it. Um, but I feel like whatever's going on up here may be linked to retaining water, and because I've been having a really hard time again making fists and everything, getting my ring on and off is very, very difficult. So I believe that I'm retaining a lot of water, but again, I don't understand why that didn't show up in my damn physical, because my physical said everything was fine. It said my kidney function, my liver function was good. If I was retaining water, wouldn't my physical show that, like water and blood content, or like the viscosity of my blood or something? I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but you'd think it'd show up, right? So I'm gonna be in and out of the doctors off and on for a while until we get everything figured out. But yesterday was an amazing day. Everything went really smoothly. I shot a video. I did 50% of the editing. My OCD was super chill. I didn't take ADHD meds. I just drank coffee. I drank like 5 cups of coffee. I tried to repeat the same thing today and unfortunately didn't get the same effects. But you know, when you change medication, sometimes things are a couple days delayed to get used to the changes and stuff like that. But I'll get it figured out. I'm gonna get it figured out, because when you don't have any choice, you have to do it. I'll figure it out. All right, guys, I'm gonna stop dragging this on because I don't know how to end this. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little embarrassed, and I feel a little bit vulnerable posting this one more so than usual. But as my patrons, you guys have always understood when I've been going through a hard time, and it's just some shit's harder than others. All right, I think I'm gonna wrap it up though tonight. I'm definitely feeling really, really, really exhausted now after doing this, and I'm just gonna go and rest and try to get some sleep. And I didn't get any sleep last night. I slept terribly last night. I had more nightmares of being chased and killed by people and waking up suffocating, and which is weird because I use a CPAP. Like, I don't know how you wake up feeling like you're suffocating when you literally have a machine pushing air into you. My vitals just show that when that happens during the night, because I can wear a thing on my hand that records it. It shows a spike in my my beats per minute of my heart, like probably from the dream being so scary, and a drop in my pulse oxygen, but then it just comes right back and everything's fine again. So I'm recording as much data as I can to give to my doctor so that he can have a little bit more of an informed diagnosis, and so that we can treat this properly. All right, I love you guys. I am going to get that video out here in the next couple days on the 2080s. Plus, I got some VR stuff coming down the pipeline. I got so much stuff on my plate. I don't think I'll ever be caught up, really, and I just need to come to grips with that and accept it and just keep moving forward the best I can. But like everybody's been telling me, and I have to tell myself and even my wife, is that health comes first. I have to be healthy to be happy, and I have to be happy to entertain and educate, because obviously nobody's going to want to watch a YouTube channel with this. I mean, you guys are my patrons and you like seeing the behind the scenes thing, but I'm saying if you're somebody that watches a channel for nerdy technology and like coding advice, it's the stress of doing the video. I can tell it, because this wouldn't be happening over and over. It's the stress doing this. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this right now, guys. But I think you understand what I'm saying. I think I got the point across that you're gonna want to watch a channel where, you know, I can talk fast and I can speak with confidence. And if I can't do that, I don't want to put that content on the main channel. But you guys are different. You guys want to see the personal side of things. And that's why I make these videos. And I really, really hope this never happens again in another future video, because it's going to make me super self-conscious and not want to make these JITR videos anymore. And I don't want that to happen, because we have to continue making these. This is important. This is important to me to document. It's important for my family. It's even important for my son, because if, you know, forbid something bad happened to me, or it does turn out being something really bad, I want my son to have a bunch of videos. I want him to have 700 of my videos on the internet. I want him to have my 160 or 70 videos on Patreon. I want him to have that legacy to see his old man, you know, to have for the rest of his life and show to his kids and stuff. And it's slowly becoming less about the money, although I do need to support my family and I do need a future. That adds to the stress that makes things worse. but it's more about their legacy. You know, it's like my legacy is my son, and my memories that I leave him in these videos and the stuff that my parents and grandparents couldn't leave me because technology wasn't there. Well, we have that technology, and I'm using it to leave it for my child, and I hope that he shows it to his children. I hope that like 10 generations down the road, that everybody in my family can know, like, you know, who Jerry was. You know, old great grandpa Jerry. I think that that's a really comforting thing, actually. I don't know where I'm going with this. All right, guys, the battery's almost dead and we're at an hour. This video is going to take forever to upload. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and don't feel like you can't enjoy it because I had some problems and I had some emotional stuff. We did some cool stuff with the computer, and we got through some things, and I actually got some good information for me. So please do me a favor in the comments on this one, and don't say, you know, it's all right, you're gonna be fine, we're all bucking for you. Don't get me wrong, I love those comments. Just if you enjoyed the video, just let me know. I think that'd be the most therapeutic thing for me right now. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later.